Hello everyone, this is your friend Naruto Fix, and we are back with another epic What If Naruto fanfic. Which is, what if Naruto was born with the power of all tailed beasts? If you love Naruto fanfics, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the journey with me. So, let's start the fanfic. The night of Naruto Uzumaki's birth was unlike any other. Not because of the Nine Tails attack, not because of the screams echoing through Konoha, but because something deeper was awakening. The moon hung blood red over the village, its light trembling as if the world itself feared what was coming. The air burned with energy, not just Kurama's, but something older, purer, infinite. Kushina Uzumaki's chakra flared violently as the seal ruptured. Minato stood beside her, sweat pouring down his face, his hands moving faster than the eye could follow as he tried to stabilize it. Minato, Kushina gasped, her voice trembling. It's not just the Nine Tails, there's something else. Quote, before Minato could react, the seal shattered completely, and in that instant, the world seemed to freeze. Every tailed beast, no matter where it slept, from the deserts of Suna to the frozen peaks of the north, felt it. Their eyes snapped open, a pulse of energy rippled across the world. Shikaki roared in his slumber. Mitakabi's flames burned uncontrollably, Isabi's shell cracked, and even Kurama, mid-rampage, froze in place, his massive eyes widening. What is this presence? He growled. It's impossible. The chakra pouring from Kushina's body was no longer crimson, but prismatic, a swirl of gold, blue, red, green, and black, intertwining like threads of light. And at the center of it all, the newborn, crying softly in her arms. Kushina's breath hit. Minato, his chakra, it's all of them. Every single one. Minato looked down at the baby, Naruto. His eyes weren't blue anymore. They glowed faintly golden, with flecks of every tailed beast's essence swirling within. For the briefest second, the crying stopped. Naruto opened his eyes, and the world trembled again. Dash dash dash. In that instant, all nine-tailed beasts appeared, not physically, but as ethereal projections around T. He newborn. Kurama stepped forward, his massive form radiating awe and disbelief. This child, he carries our chakra. All of it. How? Yuki rumbled from behind him. Not stolen. Shared. Saiken's voice was soft, bubbling. It feels natural. For the first time, the beasts weren't fighting each other, they were in balance, drawn to the same soul. Minato's seal, glowing in his hands, began to reshape itself. It wasn't the Reaper Death Seal anymore. It became something else, a spiral of balance, with 9 symbols of the tailed beast circling around the center. The energy fused into Naruto's tiny body, forming a seal unlike any before. When the light faded, the night was silent. The beasts vanished. Kurama was gone from Kushina. And in her arms, Naruto's golden aura flickered softly like a newborn sun. Minato fell to his knees, exhausted. He carries them all. Every beast, every chakra nature, in one vessel. Quote, Kushina smiled weakly, tears streaming down her face. Then maybe, he can bring peace. Not as a weapon, but as balance itself. Dash dash dash. Years later, Konoha had no idea what lived among them. The Hokage's son, the loud, messy-haired prankster who painted faces on statues, was something no ninja scroll could describe. Even as a child, Naruto's chakra confused everyone. It didn't feel human, nor demonic. When he trained, the air shimmered. When he laughed, birds gathered. When he got angry, the ground shook. At the academy, Iruka often caught glimpses of strange phenomena. Once, when Naruto tripped and scraped his hand, the wound healed instantly, covered in soft blue light. Another time, when a group of older kids bullied him, the sand itself rose to protect him, forming a barrier before he even moved. And once, during a storm, lightning struck the training post, but curved around Naruto, never touching him. It was as if nature itself refused to harm him. Something about that boy, Iruka often thought, feels ancient. Quote, dash dash dash. But not everyone saw it that way. The villagers still whispered. They still looked at him like a monster, because even if they didn't understand what he truly was, they felt the power in him. Whispers followed him everywhere. The Nine Tails brat, the demon child, He shouldn't be allowed to train. Naruto smiled through it all, but deep inside, the power within him stirred. Sometimes, he'd dream of a vast desert, or a blazing blue flame, or a calm forest lake with rippling red. Eyes beneath the surface, voices whispered to him in his sleep. You're not alone. One day, you'll understand who you are. Our strength is yours, little one. He didn't know what they meant, but every time he woke, he felt stronger. When he turned 12, something changed. During a training session with Iruka, Naruto's clone jutsu failed, as usual. He clenched his fists, growling, "Why can't I do this stupid thing?" The air suddenly shifted. A low hum filled the room. Iruka's eyes widened. The chakra around Naruto was no longer blue. It was swirling in multiple colors again: red, gold, green, violet, silver. Naruto, stop! You're overflowing, Iruka shouted, but it was too late. The ground cracked. Energy shot upward like a pillar, shaking the entire training hall. The other students screamed and ran. And in the center stood Naruto, his eyes glowing, his hair lifting slightly as if gravity forgot him. "I didn't mean to," he stammered. Then a voice echoed inside him, deep, rumbling, ancient. "So you've grown strong enough to hear us, little one." Naruto froze. Who's there?" A figure appeared behind him, massive, glowing faintly in red and black. Kurama. But not just Kurama. Behind the fox stood silhouettes of the other beasts, faint but visible, tails curling, eyes watching. "You are our vessel," Kurama said. "No, our balance. You were born with every chakra we possess, the embodiment of the sage's dream." Quote, Naruto's hands trembled. "What does that mean?" "It means your heart holds us all. But that balance is fragile. If one side falls, everything collapses. That night, Naruto couldn't sleep. He sat under the Hokage monument, staring at the stars. "All this time, I thought I was just some orphan everyone hated." He smiled sadly. "Turns out I'm carrying the whole world inside me." The wind picked up, brushing against his face. It was warm, soft, almost comforting. For the first time, Naruto didn't feel lonely. He could sense the presence of the beasts, calm, watching, protective. From the darkness, someone approached. A familiar voice called out, "Oi, Gobbo, what are you doing out here this late?" Quote, Naruto grinned without turning. "Just thinking, Sasuke." Sasuke raised an eyebrow. "That's new." Naruto laughed, and for a moment, the energy around him dimmed, peaceful again. But far away, deep in the land of iron, a cloaked figure stood before an ancient altar. "The boy of balance has awakened," the figure said softly. "Then it's time to unseal the other half of the sage's power." Lightning flashed across the mountains, and the eyes beneath the hood gleamed like blood. The night after that strange awakening, Naruto couldn't sleep. The village had gone quiet, but his body hummed with restless energy. Every heartbeat felt like thunder in his chest. He lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, when a strange warmth spread from his stomach, the seal. It pulsed once, twice, then everything went dark. When he opened his eyes again, he was no longer in his room. He stood in a vast, endless field under a golden sky. The ground was made of rippling chakra, glowing faintly beneath his feet. The air vibrated with life. At first, Naruto thought he was dreaming. Then the wind shifted, and he felt them. One by one, colossal forms began to appear on the horizon. A sea of tails swaying, shadows towering like mountains. 9 mighty beings. The tailed beast. Kurama stepped forward first, his crimson eyes burning with old wisdom. The ground trembled beneath his paws. "So, you've finally come," he said, voice like rolling thunder. Naruto's heart pounded, but he stood his ground. "You're the 9 tails," Kurama snorted. Among others. Behind him, Shukaku cackled, his sandy form swirling like a storm. "He's smaller than I thought. This brat's supposed to hold us all." Matakabe's green flames rippled elegantly. "Don't underestimate him, Shukaku. I can feel it, his chakra resonates with ours naturally. It's calming." Naruto blinked, turning slowly to see them all, the 2-tailed cat, the massive slug, the giant ape, the 5 E-tailed dolphin horse, the insect, the rhino, the bull octopus, and finally, the nine-tailed fox standing at their head. Their combined presence was overwhelming, like the weight of the entire world pressing down on him. Naruto swallowed hard. Why am I here? Kurama's tail flicked behind him. Because it's time you understood what you are. Me. You carry all of us, said Son Goku, the Four Tails, his deep, rumbling voice echoing through the golden sky. Not just our power, our nature. You are the balance that was meant to exist after the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto frowned. The Sage, Hagoromo. Kurama nodded. He created us from his own chakra. He wanted peace through understanding, through balance. But humans only saw us as weapons. Matatabe's eyes softened. And now, his reincarnation stands before us, a boy with a heart pure enough to contain all our hatred without being consumed. Naruto looked around, overwhelmed. So what do you want from me? Not want, said Kurama. We need to know if you're worthy. Before Naruto could respond, the golden field began to shift. The light dimmed, turning stormy and black. Kurama's voice echoed, you hold all of us, but if your heart falters, we'll tear each other apart. And the world will follow. Naruto's fists clenched. Then test me. I'm not afraid. The beasts exchanged glances. Then Kurama roared, and the trial began. Dash dash dash. The world exploded in light. Naruto found himself standing on a battlefield that stretched forever, sand swirling, fire blazing, Atta crashing, wind slicing through the air. Every element fought against the other, chaos incarnate. From the sky, Shukaku descended first, his laughter booming. Let's see if your soul can survive my madness. Quote, the sand stormed toward Naruto, engulfing everything. He raised his hands instinctively, and to his shock, the air shimmered around him, wind chakra forming a spinning barrier. The sand shattered harmlessly. Nice try, Sandbrain. Naruto shouted. Then Matatabe leapt from the flames, claws blazing blue. Naruto barely dodged, rolling across the ground. Her fire scorched the air, but instead of burning, it merged with his chakra, his body glowing with her light. A voice whispered inside him, gentle and proud. You adapt quickly, little one. Naruto grinned. Guess you're not all bad, huh? Matatabe smirked, her eyes gleaming. You'll learn that soon enough. But the ground shook violently. Kokuo, the Five Tails, charged like a thunderous beast, steam blast. Ing from its body. Naruto braced himself, pushing his chakra downward. The earth itself rose to meet the attack, forming a massive wall of stone. The impact cracked the sky, yet Naruto stood his ground. Is that all? He shouted, panting. Kurama's voice boomed. Good, you're learning. But balance is not about strength, it's about control. The battlefield trembled again. Suddenly, all the beasts attacked together, fire, water, earth, wind, and lightning colliding in a storm of destruction. Naruto screamed as the world dissolved into raw energy. He closed his eyes, and in that chaos, he remembered his friends. Iruka, Sakura, Sasuke, even those who hated him. He clenched his fists. I'm not fighting to control you, I'm fighting to understand you. Quote, the light exploded outward, wrapping around him in 9 colors. And then, silence. Dash dash dash. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was back in the golden field. The beast stood before him, no longer towering or menacing, but calm, watchful. Kurama stepped forward, his massive head lowering until his eyes were level with Naruto's. You passed, he said simply. Naruto blinked. Passed? What? The test? Said Matatabe, her voice soft. To see if you could endure all of us, our hate, our chaos, our truth, without losing yourself. Quote, Son Goku nodded. You didn't suppress us, you listened. Kurama's mouth curved into what almost looked like a grin. You are the chosen balance. The bridge between beast and man. Naruto stared, stunned. So, what happens now? Kurama's tails flicked. Now, you grow. When you're ready, you'll awaken our true power, the chakra of unity. But remember, boy, every light casts a shadow. As you rise, so too will those who wish to destroy you. Quote, Naruto looked down at his glowing hands. The chakra flowing through him was different now, warm, alive, endless. I'll protect this balance, he said quietly. I promise. Kurama rumbled approvingly. Then we'll stand with you, Naruto Uzumaki, bearer of all our souls. The world faded. Naruto awoke in his bed, gasping. His body felt lighter, his chakra calmer. Outside, dawn was breaking, golden light spilling over the village. But this morning, something was different. Birds gathered on his window. Flowers leaned toward him as he stepped outside. Even the villagers, for the first time, didn't recoil when he passed. They felt something, peace. Iruka found him standing under the Hokage monument, eyes full of determination. Naruto, Iruka said, smiling softly, you seem different today. Naruto looked at the rising sun and grinned. I just, finally figured out who I am. Quote, Far beyond Konoha, deep in a hidden ruin, the cloaked figure from before knelt before an ancient stone tablet. The vessel of balance has awakened, the figure whispered. Then the age of peace will begin anew. But this time, not under peace. A dark aura spread across the room. For every balance, there must be chaos. The figure raised its head, revealing crimson Rinnegan eyes, spinning with hunger. The next morning, the sun rose over Konoha like liquid gold. The air shimmered faintly, as if the entire village breathed differently, lighter, calmer. Birds flew in organized flocks, the wind was gentle, and the leaves of the great forest whispered in a rhythm that almost sounded like a heartbeat. Naruto stood on the Hokage monument, his orange jacket fluttering in the breeze. His chakra was quiet now, yet powerful. Not like a raging fire anymore, but a steady, endless current flowing through his veins. He closed his eyes. Inside him, he could feel it, 9 distinct auras resting in balance. Kurama's warmth, Matatabi's blue flame, Isabu's calm waves, Son Goku's molten strength, Kokuo's steam and pride, Saiken's gentle hum, Chomai's wings of light, Gyuki's deep resonance, and Shukaku's chaotic laughter, faint but no longer hateful. For the first time in his life, Naruto didn't feel empty. He smiled. Guess I'm not alone anymore. Later that day, he found himself training near the forest outskirts. He formed a shadow clone, but this time, it wasn't the same clumsy jutsu as before. His chakra split perfectly, both clones glowing faintly with different elemental hues. One clone's aura was blue, wind and water combined. The other flared red, fire and earth. Naruto blinked. Whoa, you guys feel different. His clone grinned back. No kidding, I think I got Shukaku's sass mixed with Matatabi's patience. Quote, yeah, Naruto smirked. Then let's see who's stronger. The two clones lunged at each other, their clash shaking the clearing. When the smoke cleared, both had vanished, leaving Naruto panting, laughing, and surrounded by scorched earth and crystallized sand. Iruka, who'd been watching from a distance, approached cautiously. Naruto, that wasn't normal chakra, was it? Naruto scratched the back of his head. Hey, you could say that. Iruka frowned. You're not hurt, are you? Quote, nah, actually, I feel amazing. Naruto's grin softened into something almost serene. It's like, everything inside me finally sits. Iruka didn't quite understand, but he smiled anyway. Just be careful. Power that great can attract danger. Naruto looked out at the horizon. Yeah, I get the feeling it already has. That night, the dream returned. But this time, he wasn't standing in a golden field. He was floating in a dark void filled with glowing orbs, each one pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. The beasts were silent, resting peacefully within him. But above them all hovered a 10th light, faint, golden white, flickering like a star on the verge of collapse. Naruto reached toward it instinctively. Before his hand could touch, the light shattered, and a voice echoed through the darkness. Balance will not last, child of light. For even the sage's dream had a flaw. Quote, Naruto turned sharply. Who's there? The space rippled. A silhouette appeared, cloaked in shadow, eyes glowing violet and red. The Rinnegan and Sharingan twisted together. You carry all of them, but you cannot carry the world's hate. Quote, Naruto's fists clenched. Watch me. The figure chuckled darkly. Then prove it, before the same power that binds you, breaks you. The world imploded in light. Naruto woke up drenched in sweat, gasping. The seal on his stomach pulsed faintly, the 9 sigils blowing out of sync for a brief second. Kurama's voice rumbled inside his mind. Naruto, what did you see? Naruto sat up. Someone with the Rinnegan. He said, balance won't last. Kurama growled low. Then it's begun. The reawakening of chaos. The next day, the entire village felt an unease in the air. Animals grew restless. The skies dimmed strangely at noon. Chakra sensors reported brief surges of foreign energy near the borders. Shikamaru met with the third Hokage in secret. Lord Hokage, I've been tracking anomalies since yesterday, he said. There's something, or someone, drawing nature energy unnaturally fast. Quote. Hiruzen nodded grimly. I sensed it too. It's as if the natural balance of chakra is shifting. Shikamaru hesitated. Could it be Naruto? Hiruzen turned toward the window, watching the young boy training in the distance. No, whatever's happening, it's because of him, but not from him. He took a deep drag from his pipe. And that makes it far more dangerous. Meanwhile, deep underground, in the ruins beneath the Land of Iron, the cloaked figure stood before a massive stone gate engraved with ancient symbol. LS, the child of balance has awakened, he whispered. Then so too shall awaken the void beast. He placed his hand on the seal, and the stone trembled violently. Black chakra seeped out, crawling across the walls like living smoke. A voice from within the gate spoke, twisted and ancient. Finally, after millennia, I smell the light again. The cloaked man bowed his head. The sage of 6 paths created 9, but you were the 10th, the shadow he erased. It's time the world remembered you. A single glowing eye opened in the darkness. And the boy, with our brother's power, he will be the key to my return. Back in Konoha, Naruto was walking home when he suddenly stopped. The sky darkened for a moment. The air grew cold. He could feel it, deep in his chest, something ancient and hateful stirring far beyond the horizon. Something familiar, yet alien. Kurama's growl echoed faintly in his mind. Naruto, get ready. We're not alone anymore. Naruto clenched his fists, the wind swirling around him in golden light. Then whatever's coming, I'll protect everyone. Even if I have to use every ounce of this power. Quote. The 9 chakras within him pulsed, in perfect harmony. The golden aura flared, lighting up the dark street like a small sun. And far away, the single eye behind the gate opened fully, whispering across the void. Then let the balance fall. The following morning, the air above the hidden leaf shimmered with unnatural energy. Birds avoided the forest edge, and even Anbu on patrol paused, uneasy. In the distance, golden chakra erupted from Training Ground 7, the epicenter of Naruto Uzumaki's awakening. He was kneeling in the grass, panting, surrounded by a glowing circle of runes carved by his own power. His body pulsed with the rhythm of 9 distinct energies, each fighting and fusing within him like a symphony of storms. Inside his mindscape, no longer the sewer of his childhood, the world looked like an endless sky threaded with rivers of light. 9 massive silhouettes sat across a ring of clouds, watching him intently. Kurama stood closest, arms crossed, tails waving lazily. All right, brat, you've got our chakra, but using it all together is another story. Matatabi's purr echoed, her twin tails glowing blue. If you lose control, you'll burn yourself to dust. Quote. Naruto clenched his fist. Then I'll just have to learn to handle it. Son Goku chuckled, magma dripping from his mouth. He's got guts. I'll give him that. Gyuki's deep voice rumbled. We should start with focus. He must hear us all without collapsing. The 9 beasts' eyes closed, and the world inside him began to tremble. Streams of energy flowed toward Naruto, red, blue, green, violet, gold, spiraling into his chest. He screamed as power surged through his veins, his skin glowing with living chakra. For a moment, the pain was unbearable, and then suddenly, silence. He opened his eyes. They weren't blue anymore. They shone with the rotating patterns of all 9 beasts, flickering between them in harmony. Whoa, he breathed, looking at his hands. This is different. Kurama smirked. That's the balance mode. You're holding all of us without losing yourself. Keep it steady, or you'll vaporize this forest. Quote. Outside, the trees around him bent under invisible pressure. Sakura and Kakashi, watching from afar, could barely stand upright. Kakashi shielded his single eye. This chakra, it's like the sage of six paths himself. Quote. Sakura frowned. Sensei, what if it's too much for him? Kakashi smiled faintly beneath his mask. If it were anyone else, it would be. But this is Naruto. He turns impossibility into routine. Hours passed before Naruto finally released the energy. The light faded, the air calmed, and he collapsed backward, staring at the blue sky. Kurama's voice echoed softly. Not bad, kid. You lasted longer than I expected. Quote. Naruto grinned weakly. Hey, told ya I'm not the same idiot from before. But deep down, he could still feel that strange 10th pulse, faint, hidden beneath the harmony of the nine. Something foreign. Something that didn't belong. That night, the Hokage's office burned with candlelight. Hiruzen stood with Jiraiya and Kakashi, all watching an ancient scroll unfold across the desk. This is the sage's record, Hiruzen said quietly. It speaks of a 10th tale, not a beast of chakra, but of absence. A creature born when the world first learned fear. Jiraiya frowned. A void beast. I thought it was just myth. Kakashi's gaze hardened. It's real, and it's moving. Hiruzen nodded slowly. Naruto's awakening must have disturbed it. Balance cannot exist without opposition. Jiraiya's hand clenched. Then we need to protect the boy. If that thing awakens fully. Hiruzen interrupted. The entire chakra system could collapse. The room fell silent, heavy with the weight of their realization. Elsewhere, on the edge of the land of rivers, the cloaked man stood before a colossal crater glowing with black fire. The stone gate from before now cracked open, leaking shadows that twisted the air. A whisper bled through the darkness. The sage's descendant bears our sibling's essence, we shall devour him first. The man lowered his hood, revealing pale skin marked with black sigils, eyes that shimmered with the faint design of the Rinnegan. I live only to serve your rebirth, he murmured. When his power reaches its peak, we'll tear it from him. Quote. The crater pulsed once, the sound like 1,000 heartbeats blending into one. Back in Konoha, Naruto sat alone on the rooftop of Ichiraku Ramen, watching the stars. The wind felt colder tonight. Kurama stirred in his mind. You feel it too, don't you? Naruto nodded silently. Yeah, something's out there, waiting. Kurama's tone grew grey. It's the same force that once tried to erase us. The sage sealed it long ago, but your birth must have awakened the seal. Quote. Naruto stared at his reflection in a nearby puddle, the faint glow of golden chakra around his eyes. Then I'll stop it. Whatever it is, I'll protect everyone. You can't fight it alone, Naruto. I've never really been alone. He smiled, glancing at the 9 faint auras flickering behind him like guardian spirits. Far away, lightning split the clouds. The world trembled as an enormous shape began to rise from beneath the earth, horned, formless, and surrounded by a mist of void energy. T.Y. The void beast had awakened. Its single eye opened, pitch black with a white ring, like an inverted Rinnegan. The era of chakra ends tonight. In Konoha, Naruto jolted upright as his heart pounded like a drum. Every beast inside him roared at once. Kurama's growl thundered. It's awake. Naruto's aura flared, the night sky lighting up in gold and crimson. Then let's show it what it means to challenge all 9 of you together. Quote. The air exploded around him, and in an instant, he vanished, racing toward the mountains where the horizon bled with shadow. The balance of the world was about to shatter. Opening square bracket. The storm rolled over the horizon like a living creature. Lightning split the heavens, thunder shaking the earth beneath Konoha's walls. The entire ninja world seemed to sense it, something ancient and malevolent stirring in the distance. Naruto raced through the forest, his feet barely touching the ground. Golden chakra spiraled around him, illuminating the trees with a divine light. The 9 beast chakras within him throbbed in perfect rhythm, guiding his movements. Kurama's deep growl echoed in his mind. It's close. I can feel its void pulling at our chakra. Matatabi hissed. It feels like the absence of life itself. Naruto's jaw tightened. Then I'll fill that void with my power. He broke through the final line of trees and froze. Before him stretched a canyon that hadn't existed yesterday, miles wide, carved by something unimaginably powerful. At its center hovered the creature. The void beast. It had no true form. Its body was an ocean of black mist shaped vaguely like a serpent with multiple eyes glowing like dying star. Its movements warped the air, bending reality itself. When it spoke, the world seemed to vibrate. You carry what was denied to me. The power of creation, stolen from my essence. Naruto stepped forward, golden chakra flaring. You're the one who's been messing with the balance, huh? The creature's voice deepened. Balance. A lie. The sage split me into 9 fragments, but my void remained. I am what fills the space between existence. Quote. Kurama growled within him. He's lying. Don't listen. Naruto pointed at the creature. I don't care what you were, you're not taking anything from me. The beast's massive eye focused on him. Then you will become nothing. Quote. The ground erupted as waves of black energy surged toward Naruto. He leapt high, slamming his hands together. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Hundreds of golden clones burst into existence, each glowing with fragments of the tailed beast's chakra. Together, they charged forward, the combined Razingans lighting the night. The impact shook the entire canyon. For a moment, it seemed Naruto had overwhelmed the darkness, but then, the void beast absorbed the attacks. The energy vanished into its body like drops of water into a bottomless pit. Naruto's eyes widened. It ate my chakra. That's its nature, Kurama warned. The void consumes. You can't overpower it, you have to balance it. Quote, balance it, Naruto murmured, then grinned. Alright, then let's even the odds. He crossed his hands, gathering the chakra of all 9 beasts. The ground glowed beneath him, marking 9 overlapping symbols, one for each tailed beast. A blinding light erupted as golden energy fused with blue, red, and white. His body transformed, markings like the sage's robes appeared on his arms, his eyes turning into spirals of pure creation. Balance mode, complete form. The void beast recoiled. Impossible, you wield harmony. Naruto spread his arms. This is the power of everyone you tried to erase. He dashed forward, faster than light, and punched through the creature's body. A burst of color exploded outward, rippling across the sky. The black mist streamed as pieces of its form dissolved. But as the light faded, Naruto dropped to one knee, panting. His chakra was draining faster than it could recover. Kurama's voice echoed urgently. Don't push it. You're feeding its hunger the more you fight. Naruto gritted his teeth. Then, we'll change the game. He closed his eyes and reached deep, past the 9 chakras, into the faint 10th pulse he felt before. The same light that flickered in his dreams. If you're really part of me, lend me your strength. For a moment, the world went silent. Then, a gentle warmth bloomed inside him. A voice, calm, ancient, familiar, whispered in his mind. You are the child of all chakra. The bridge between light and shadow. The sage's legacy lives through your will. A symbol appeared beneath him, the same pattern the sage of 6 paths once used. Naruto rose, glowing brighter than ever, his chakra stabilizing. I'm not just one of them anymore. I am the balance. He raised his hand, summoning a massive orb of spiraling energy, half light, half darkness, swirling perfectly together. Rasengan, infinite harmony. Quote, the attack slammed into the void beast, piercing its core. The creature howled, the night sky cracking with light. When the energy cleared, the canyon lay silent. The beast's form had shattered, reduced to drifting fragments of shadow that slowly dissolved into the air. Naruto fell to one knee, breathing hard. His balance mode faded, leaving faint golden sparks dancing around him. Kurama spoke softly. You did it. You stabilized the void, for now. Naruto smiled faintly. For now, huh, figures. Matatabi chuckled. Don't get too comfortable, human. Balance doesn't stay still for long. Naruto laughed quietly. Then I'll keep chasing it. As long as there's breath in me. Quote, dash dash dash. But far above, beyond the clouds, fragments of black mist drifted into the stratosphere, merging into a single, distant form watching from the moon's shadow. So, the boy carries even the sage's spark, the figure murmured. Then the time has come to awaken the one who sleeps beyond the stars. Its cloak fluttered, revealing a familiar spiral mask, marked not with a Sharingan, but with a single, spinning void. The balance will fall, when light learns to doubt itself. Quote, Naruto looked up at the night sky as a soft rain began to fall. He could feel peace, for now, but deep inside, the faint 10th chakra pulsed again, whispering something he couldn't quite understand. The void isn't gone. It's waiting. He sighed and smiled. Guess being the balance means never getting a break. Kurama chuckled. You wouldn't know what to do with peace anyway. Naruto laughed, standing up, eyes bright. Hey, you're probably right. As dawn began to break, the sun's first rays touched the rebuilt village below, and for that brief, fragile moment, the world was in harmony. The dawn over Konoha was gentle and warm. The golden light spilled across the rooftops, washing away the darkness that had blanketed the world the night before. The storm had passed. Naruto stood once again on the Hokage monument, the wind tugging at his hair. The village below was waking up, children laughing, shopkeepers shouting, life returning. Inside him, the 9 beasts rested peacefully. For the first time, their voices were calm, unified, a steady heartbeat that felt like family. Kurama's voice came last, softer than Naruto had ever heard it. You did well, kid. The world's still standing. That's more than most can say. Naruto smiled faintly. Yeah, but the thing, the void beast, it wasn't just about power, was it? Quote, no, Kurama replied. It was about balance. It tested whether you could hold creation and destruction inside one heart. You didn't win by force. You won by harmony. Naruto looked out at the sunrise. Guess that's what being a Hokage means, not just protecting the village, but keeping the world in balance. The sky shimmered with light, and for a heartbeat he saw faint outlines of the 9 beasts above the clouds, watching over him, proud. He laughed quietly. You're all part of me now. So I'll keep walking, no matter what comes next. Kurama rumbled with approval. Just don't forget to eat once in a while. Ramen first, Naruto grinned. Then world peace. The wind carried his laughter through the trees, mingling with the voices of the waking village. For a moment, the world was perfectly still, balanced between light and shadow. High above, unseen, a sliver of black mist drifted across the sun, faint, almost invisible, and vanished. But Naruto didn't look back. He simply raised his hand toward the horizon and whispered, "Let the world come. I'm ready." If you enjoy this fanfic, then please like and subscribe my channel Narutofix 11 for more fanfic. Thank you.